Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I just wanted to go through a pretty quick and simple video here about how I look at mapping workflows. I've seen a lot of cases where people usually just want to dive right into whatever no-code automation tool they are using and just start throwing shit at the wall right away. And obviously, in a lot of cases, that won't really work. You might get some sort of Frankenflow going on, but I found that if you take just a little bit of time before actually diving into these tools by planning and yeah, just a little bit more high level defining what you're trying to accomplish, it'll save you a lot of time and headache down the line. So yeah, again, just wanted to show you a little bit more in detail about how I um, think of these things. So this is pretty much kind of like what I call the four-step mapping framework, where again, the main problem here is that a lot of people struggle with building useful flows because they just, again, they dive right into N8N or Gumloop or whatever and just start whipping up nodes, just like testing, seeing what works. They might follow a YouTube video, but they don't really have any clarity around like what they're actually trying to build here. And again, you might have something that works after a lot of trial and error, but there's probably a much better or at least a much faster way to accomplish what you're trying to do. So I think that's why taking a little bit of time beforehand here will help a lot, and why I think it matters, because you obviously save a lot of time by just having a full overview right away. But a little bit more importantly, it forces clarity. So you really need to think through the actual process of what you're trying to automate and or what problem you're trying to solve. A lot of time when a brand or an agency comes to me, they don't really have a clear idea or process for what they're trying to accomplish. They just say like, yeah, we just want to do some flows around creative strategy or something like that. But um, each brand or agency has a different way of doing things, right? So the more specific you can be here, the easier it will be to not only just again save time, but actually build a flow that solves your specific problem or accomplishes whatever uh, process you want to automate. It obviously also helps communicate the idea with your team or clients. And lastly, it's a lot easier to debug when you can just see the entire kind of like map on one page, right? So it just, again, makes life a lot easier when you go through this process beforehand. So again, this is kind of like my four-step framework here for mapping out flows, where step one is defining the outcome. So what is the exact flow or problem you want to solve or deliverable you want to accomplish. Example here is that, for example, every morning I want a Slack message that summarizes my top 10 ad performance. Step two is identifying what inputs you will need. So what are the tools, what are the APIs and data that will be needed to actually run this flow. So for example, in this case, it'd probably be at least Facebook ads graph API. It would be using ChatGPT or Cloud or something like that, and LLM for analyzing the data, and then Slack for sending the message. Step three is mapping the process flow, so breaking the outcome into different steps. So like we fetch the data, we clean it, we analyze it, and then we send the output. An example here would be like we get the ad data from Facebook, we apply the metric rules in terms of what we determine to be a winning ad, a losing ad, etc. We send the summary to ChatGPT, which then generates the message and is sent to Slack. And then lastly, and again, this kind of like blends into each other, but we define the output and the action. So where does the output go and what should happen next? So for example, in this case, we have a Slack message, Slack digest with CTA links to pause or scale ads. Now that last part, pausing or scaling ads probably isn't realistic right now, but it could just simply be a simple recommendation of what to do based on the ad performance. So going into things a little bit more specifically, I have this kind of like on the side here that it's a lot easier now to start mapping out these flows using obviously tools like ChatGPT, Claude. You also now have end-to-end MCP within Claude, and you also have a pretty cool GPT bot that I can show you guys here as well. So this, let me just pull this up again here. This end-to-end assistant here, this is a custom bot. And can I pull this up a little bit more? It's basically, if we just do new chat here. Yeah, it's this one by Chris Roberts, end-to-end assistant. So it's obviously fed a lot of the end-to-end documentation. I'm not sure what else they've fed it, but it's obviously super useful for troubleshooting flows when you're running into issues. But I've also found it to be really helpful when mapping out flows as well, which you could see that I started on with the example right here. So you can see right here that I just took the example that, hey, I want to map out in a high-level view what this flow could look like, and I just say that I want to pull my top 10 ads from Facebook, analyze them, and then send a daily report to Slack. So here we have like the trigger, which is a schedule trigger that runs at your preferred time. We have the Facebook ads node. This would obviously be HTTP request node. You can't really use the Facebook ad node, but the concept or the idea is still the same. We connect pulling our Facebook ad credentials, and then we limit to the top 10 ads sorted by either ROAS, CTR, etc. We then have a code node right here, which formats the ads into a summary table. So like ad name, impressions, click, CTR, cost per conversion, cool. And then we have a generate report. For this one, I'd probably use the AI agent node. So again, it won't always get it right, but this is fine. And then we have the send report with the Slack node that sends the message with a text summary, and then the attached file, if desired, could tag the marketing team. And again, I mean, this looks pretty spot on of how I would do it as well. And then again, you can go kind of like, cool, let's build out the entire flow here step by step. Give me each step and node and explain how to build this out. And this is kind of like how you can go from having a brief idea now to actually skipping a lot of the trial and error part of not really knowing the best ways of building these flows out. So I won't kind of like go through this entire thing now. This isn't really the point of the video, but yeah, again, I just wanted to show you that just having a little bit of a high level idea, at least of what you want to build, and then brainstorming with this custom bot will help you a lot. Same thing if we do it with Claude and the MCP. Right here, you can see that I have end-to-end MCP hooked up. I'll just again copy and paste the same message. Use an MCP. Just gonna allow this. So it's going through the available end-to-end tools and the nodes, searching for Facebook and Slack related nodes. That's fine. Scheduling and cron nodes, AI analysis nodes. Okay, cool. So it's basically pulling all of the exact docs right from end-to-end, which is really interesting and cool. Okay. Then it gives you kind of like a high-level end-to-end workflow design, Facebook ads, analysis, Slack report. Yep, perfect. Schedule trigger, the Facebook Graph API. Yep, this is a lot better than the one from the bot, which is interesting as well. Yep, pull in based on with metrics impressions. Okay, limit to the top 10. Data processing and analysis, parse and clean the Facebook ad API response. Use the OpenAI node, generate intelligent insights about the performance, and then send to Slack. So yeah, I would say that it gives you the metrics as well. You can obviously choose whatever you want from here. Then it even gives you like a Slack report format, which is nice as well, right? So again, you kind of like speed up the entire process and give yourself a shortcut here, and kind of like, yeah, you start building from a lot more than if you're just trying to hop right into N8N or whatever tool you're using and building from scratch. So this is great, right? So yeah, definitely don't sleep on this. And then you can, again, kind of like just map things out a little bit further in specific details. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just have, again, the same process. And you can see how interesting how similar this flow that I built out here, just kind of like on my own, was to the one that Claude gave right here in terms of the step-by-step, right? Where you have kind of like the outcome, deliver a daily Slack, digest, summarizing the top 10 Facebook ads with insights. The inputs would be the Facebook ads API, OpenAI for the analysis and summarization, and then Slack API for the delivery. Then you have the process right here. So you fetch the data, you clean the data, analyze and tag it based on whatever performance metrics you want. You pass it to GPT for a narrative summary, and then you just format the output and then deliver. Send the digest to Slack channel. Then the output is a daily Slack message at 9 with the ad IDs, preview links, and then the AI written recommendations. So yeah, again, this was a lot easier for me to do just because like I built out so many flows now. But imagine not having that experience. You can just go in and you can just kind of like have Claude tell you how to map things out. So yeah, again, pretty short and simple video, nothing crazy going on here, but I think this is a really good and worthwhile way, at least initially, if you're not super experienced with building flows, to again save yourself a lot of time, headaches, but also it forces you to get clarity on what you're actually trying to accomplish with the flows, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Hope it was helpful. Peace.